Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Phil, and I am so pleased to be here for you today talking about the upcoming FIFA World Cup. This channel is just going to give you a few breakdowns about the World Cup, talk about the matches going on, talking about drama which may have occurred, decision making, suspensions, interviews, whatever happens at the World Cup, you most likely hear about it from here. So please, over the course of the next month or so, do subscribe to stay tuned for that content, as well as much, much more from the world of football as we dive into the corners of the ball. But for now, we are in the World Cup corner, and do sit back and relax as I give you a breakdown who I think are going to be the winners of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. There are some contenders, no doubt, and there are some teams which I think are kind of pretenders. We're going to see who is who soon. Right. So first and foremost, we of course have our group picks here. We've got the group bracket. I'm playing the game on FIFA, the FIFA official FIFA website. You can create a bracket, and it's going to decide like who goes through and where. So right off the bat, let's start off Group A opening match on Thursday. Shall be Mexico versus South Africa. Throwback to the 2010 World Cup back in SA. So roles reversed as the host nation right here. Uh, Interesting choice. Who's gonna go top? I'm going Czechia is probably gonna top the group. Czechia gonna top the group because they have what it takes to top the group. The Europeans are everyone always going to be strong. South Korea being held up by Song Heung-min amongst others. They have a real good chance of being up there in the group, and South Africa is gonna finish third. I think South Africa beats Mexico in the first game. I do. SA beats Mexico, and Mexico doesn't win a match after that. They lose to Czechia and South Korea, but they're gonna get at least 3 points, or maybe draw against South Korea. All right, next group. This is an interesting group, to say the least. Canada, Qatar, Switzerland. Now, Canada had a pretty good showing in the previous World Cup. Pretty good showing, really. I think they went decently. They reached the round of 16. I actually can't remember how far they went, but I remember when I watched them play, they weren't garbage, which is a plus for Canada, all things considered. So in that regard, I will say that they finished maybe second or third, but Switzerland is on top of the group. Switzerland is top of the group. We all know that. It's not going to think about that too much. Now it's just a straight shot between Canada and Bosnia and Herzegovina. Right. So I think Canada is gonna be the next team to go through. I'm gonna put them above Bosnia and Herzegovina. I think Canada has, buoyed by Alfonso Davis's leadership, they could go they could go far. Jesse March, I think, is a very competent, very good coach, one of the better coaches America has produced in the past couple of years. I thought he was excellent at Leeds for the most part, and given the fact it's Leeds, he did the best he could, really. And yeah, Bosnia is good, but their talisman is 40. I'm not too sure what much he can do for them there. Uh, Qatar is Qatar. I'm not going to think too much about Qatar. Okay, next group we have Group C. Brazil, Morocco, Haiti, and Scotland. This is a very interesting group. I'm very high on Morocco. Very high on Morocco. They should have won AFCON outright. Unpopular opinion. I thought Senegal's actions were disgraceful in the final. People trying to justify how they acted because Senegal were robbed because of the bad officiating. I saw both calls by the referee I thought were fine. I agreed with I agreed with both calls. I thought it wasn't a penalty on Senegal. I thought it was a penalty on Morocco, whatever the situation was. And Brahim Diaz, that chip was. Oh, actually irritated me because I wanted them to win after Senegal's nonsense. The retroactive taking away of the AFCON trophy, whatever you say, I don't think Senegal should have been given the trophy to begin with. Honestly, they're crying, leaving the pitch because you think it's a disgraceful action sets African football back decades, if not a century or so. Argue for war, I don't care. That being said, I think Morocco's really strong. I think they have very good players. Ashraf Hakimi, Brahim Diaz, excellent players. They have a great front, and Brazil, I think, is average. This is the most average Brazilian team I've ever seen. Neymar has scammed his way into the company. He's not even fit for the start, is he? If he got injured very recently during the warm up, and he might not make this out of the tournament. I think that could be a good thing for them because I don't think he's going to add to their team at all. Somehow they called up Ederson just because he became a Man United player. So I'm like, all right, sure, let's call him up. Feel bad for Wesley, of course. Vinny doesn't perform for Brazil the same way performs for Madrid. So all that being said, I'm not gonna discount Scotland either. Scott McTominay, Kieran Tierney. Scotland is that's not a bad team. That's really not a bad team. They could scam a few results here and there. I am gonna discount Haiti completely. You're not doing anything in this group, my friend. I'm sorry to say that. But Brazil is still Brazil. They If their players turn it on, and that's a big if. If they turn it on, they will probably go far. No, I'm gonna give it to Brazil. Brazil, Morocco, then Scotland. Haiti is not going far in this group. I'm sorry. If they score a goal, that's a plus against any of these two teams right here are really good. Scotland, great team. Now for the other group, which this is a very interesting group, the last group of host nation. We got the USA, Paraguay, Australia, and Turkey. Whew. Arda Güler's Turkey is gonna top this group. You don't have to think about it too much. Don't have to think about that too much. And look, everything after Turkey, who constantly have these decent, good teams, but don't really go far. I remember they were the dark horse of that Euro, which Italy won, and they didn't go far at all in that Euros. But in this competition, they should be okay. They should be okay in this group. This isn't really the strongest of groups. I mean, there's Australia in this group. Come on, you don't unless it's rugby. I don't really expect much from the Australians. America is gonna come in second. This is their. It's time. It's time for America, for the USA to do something relevant in football, soccer, whatever. They have to. They have to. At this point, if they don't, on home soil, I don't think we're gonna see an American World Cup. I know it's USA, Mexico, and Canada, but the majority of it's gonna be played in America. And I'm talking about America. Now, I don't think we're gonna see an American World Cup for well, it was 30 years since the last one. It's probably gonna be more since to the next one. I don't know if we see one in this century. So yeah, America. Paragon, Australia, who finished it up. I want to discount Paraguay because I think the qualifying from CONCACAF is always a challenge in the South American scene, and I do think they're pretty good against CONMEBOL opponents. But USA on home soil, I think Paraguay wins the game just because Australia's in this group, but it could go anyway. Anyway, Group E. Now we're getting really interesting. The Germans. I'm a big fan of the Deutsch. They are going to do incredibly well in this tournament. I think they're gonna do decently. Jamal Musiala shall carry us home. They have Champions League finalist Kai Havertz, who scored a goal in the final. Kai Havertz is a big game player. Say what you want about the guy. He's a big game player. Scored that goal against City. I think that was his first goal of the whole season or something. I don't know. Then he scored, of course, in the UCL, two UCL finals, playing in the Club World Cup final for Chelsea. Kind of is a big player. Amad Diallo shall carry us home. He's gonna, African teams are gonna do well in this World Cup. I think I've put an African team to qualify in each group so far. South Africa should be, let's see, SA was like, yeah, third, and Morocco second in their group. I don't think they're strong enough to go really far. Ecuador is really, really good. Ecuador is really good. I think they finished second in qualifying. They finished above Brazil, if I'm not mistaken. Moises Caicedo, leading the charge for them. It's gonna be. I think this is gonna come down to. This is gonna come down to either goal difference, but I see them drawing this match. I see them both losing to Germany, and of course they're gonna both gonna beat Curacao. Yeah, I think they draw. I think Cote d'Ivoire scores more goals against Curacao and concedes less goals against Germany. So I see them sneaking in that second, and yeah, this is gonna be interesting outcome here. Now to what could be the first group. This is the most interesting group I've seen so far. Netherlands, Japan, Sweden, and Tunisia. Okay, I gotta think now. Right off the bat, I am not high on Tunisia. I'm not. Of all the African teams, Tunisia is one of those teams which I don't think is that good. I'm not high on them, but I still think they are a pretty good team. So, I mean, good enough to be at the World Cup, of course, compared to other African nations which did not make it. Don't sleep on Japan. I really like that Tanaka from Leeds. I think he's a really, really good midfielder. Kubo is also very good. The Sociedad, I think he plays for Sociedad. He used to be at Madrid, the right winger. Don't sleep on Japan. Sweden probably has the best front line of all these teams in the group. Oh, Jokeres and Isaac, if either of them decide to play football. The narrative on Jokeres is his first touch and all that stuff. Last game he played for Sweden, last meaningful game he played for Sweden, he scored a hat trick. So, or was that the game before that? He scored a hat trick within the last two meaningful games for Sweden. I think I'll give him some grace. And the Dutch probably have the best defense on the. No, probably they have the best defense here. Um, it's a tough one. I'm going to get creative. I think I have not fully forgiven the Dutch for losing that 2010 final. I want them to win it against Spain. Because of that final, I have a hot take about Iron Robin, but that's a story for another day. We're gonna put the Dutch to finish top. We're gonna put Japan second, Sweden or Tunisia. Sweden third, Tunisia fourth. Now you really could swap these three because it just one bad game, and remember 2018 when it wasn't Japan, was it South Korea knocked out the Germans? Germany finished third in their group. Just one bad game. One bad game. It could go wrong for the Dutch. But I see the Netherlands doing well in this competition. I really do. I see Japan and Sweden looking strong. Yeah. Okay, so I think this is the first potential group where we could have no team which a team which the finish third does not go through. Probably. Um, the golden generation is just about to fade into dust. So, but Belgium is still going to be the best team here. Mo Salah, I think he has one more run left in him. He's never been absolutely outstanding for Egypt. He's been very good for Egypt. Don't get me wrong, but he's never been like this generation out. Sadio Mane for Senegal compared to Mo Salah for Egypt. I have more faith in Sadio Mane for Senegal. I think he's more likely to get the job done for his nation. That being said, Egypt to go through just because Iran. I know Iran's not bad. I just don't rate them. I don't. I don't rate them, and you could say they're going to be here. They're really going to want to put on a show in the States because of obvious reasons that we should not get into on this channel at this moment of time. But Iran could potentially do something. Okay, I'm not going to waste too much time here. I think Cape Verde actually. Now this is one which has me thinking because Cape Verde I thought looked really good in African qualifiers, and they also look good in general throughout for the past couple of years at AFCON, all these things. Cape Verde was Cape Verde at AFCON? Cape Verde have looked really good though. From what I've seen of them, they have looked good. Saudi Arabia, unfortunately, they can't take all the players from the Saudi Pro League who are from other nationalities and make them play for Saudi Arabia. So, because of that, they shall be exposed for what they are. Even though they were the only team to get a win off of the current world champions at the last World Cup, who cares? A broken clock is right twice a day, type stuff. Spain is gonna top the group because, of course, Uruguay second, because yeah, Cape Verde, Saudi Arabia. Now, Iraq, Norway, Senegal, France, another very interesting group. Another country that is probably going to want to um, do show out and show up in the United States of America and just North America in general. Iraq, they are going to be buoyed, I'm sure. They're still going to finish bottom though. Yeah. This is an interesting group. You have France, who should be the runaway winners, because both France has have players on top of players on top of players, especially in under attack. So we'll give them. I'm not even just giving them the edge. I think we're just gonna sweep this group. I know. I think each game could give them problems, but they will win each game. They have that experience now, and it's just a quality. I think in tournament situations, quality will get you past any hump. Really, it's just quality over everything else. Everything else. Senegal is going to be second, and Norway is going to be third. It's going to be close again. Again, this is a game which they could draw, but I see Senegal beating Norway. I see Senegal. I see this being 9-6-3 and 0, 9-6-3-0 group. Because France will win every game. Senegal beats Norway, and Iraq loses. Now Norway is going to hammer Iraq. I think this is where Norway will get enough goals to qualify. I think they're going to absolutely slaughter this team. Same with all these teams really, but yeah, I'm gonna give the edge to France. France is it's an interesting group. Don't get me wrong. Norway could possibly beat France. And so could Senegal beat France as well. I just don't see it happening. I don't see it happening, but it's possible. Algeria, Argentina, Austria, and Jordan. Man, I really feel bad because I'm just making these Middle Eastern Asian teams the whipping boys of these groups. It's not going to change right now because they're not going to go through. Algeria will go through top. Oh, that's a bold prediction, isn't it? Yes, it is, and it's just because of alphabetical order. This is how it's going to go. It's really that simple. No, I think Algeria. I think I'm just trying to be clever. I have to make one African team finish top of the group. I'm just going to say it's Algeria. Argentina world champion. They've shown before that they don't have to win the first match to go far into the competition. They have shown that, and I think at the end of the day, they'll probably lose to Algeria. Algeria, I think, can hold off or beat Austria, and they're gonna smash Jordan. So 7 points for them. They beat Argentina beats Austria and Jordan, so 6 points for them. Not going to continue showing my math, my working, but yeah, I can. There's a world. There's a world. Portugal, Uzbekistan, Colombia, and Cote d'Ivoire. Ronaldo. Portugal has the best team in this competition. No, it's probably that's probably France actually. To be fair, that could be England. I think England's squad is. We'll get to them. We'll get to them. But Portugal, it's among the top five. Really, really good midfield, decent defense. Their midfield is what drives the team. Very good defense actually. Very good defense. I worry about their striker option. As much as I believe in Ronaldo, and I think he has one more run in him, then he can just ride off into the Portuguese sunset. I don't. If he burns out, who's going to replace him? Ramos? Ronaldo needs to really be on top of form. But then again, they'll probably get goals from the players in and around him. Bruno can get goals. I think now that he's no longer trying to break assist records, he'll start shooting again and finishing. And Bernardo Silva on his last meaningful run in sports like as well, will probably chip in a few goals. Rafa Leao, if he decides to be consistent, it will be very good for them. Vitinha and João Neves are gonna boss these midfields. I would hope at least. So, yeah, Colombia, Cote d'Ivoire. I'm really biased. I think Cote d'Ivoire is really good, man. I think DRC. Let's say Cote d'Ivoire, DRC, Congo, DR Congo, the Democratic Republic of Congo. I think are good. I think they did enough to get here, more than enough, and I think they've showed that. Who did they prevent from showing up? Jamaica? Yeah, they beat Jamaica in the qualifiers. Yeah, I think well deserved. They really fought and clawed their way through that. I think they're good enough to beat Colombia and Uzbekistan. I'm very African field centric. That was a mistake. So I'm sorry. Colombia is gonna finish second. For uh, sticking with my guns. Now, for the last group, England and Croatia, 2018 semifinal rematch. These two teams should go 1-2. I am not high on Ghana. I am not high on Ghana at all. I wish I was, but I'm not. Since the IU brothers became too old to tie shoelaces, let alone play football, I think they've just been on the steady decline of the Ghanaians. But they could still cause problems in this competition, this group. England's gonna go first. I think England will probably go far in this group. I really do. And yeah, at that point, oh, we're done. Cool. We're gonna pick the third place teams next. But yeah, no. To finish up, England have the strongest team, one of the strongest teams, best striker in the world. On current form, I believe, a great midfield, good balance. Kobe Mainoo, Jude Bellingham is bombing forward. Jude hasn't had a great season, but it's a tournament. You just have to have like 7, 8 good games, and you probably do something. So Ghana against Croatia. Hopefully they prove me wrong, Ghana. But yeah, this is how I see it. Croatia, I think they're so old though. Anyway, let's pick the best third place teams now. We can only pick eight. So we can only pick eight. Can I remember the groups? I said Scotland and South Africa. I remember saying that those two are going to go through. Sweden as well. I think Sweden are going to do decently in the group. Ecuador as well, and Colombia. Now, this is where it gets a bit tricky. I don't think Ghana is going to do. If Ghana Can Ghana take point off England? No, I don't think they can. I don't think they will. Can they beat? Okay, they can. Of course they can. I don't think they will. They can beat Croatia for sure. They can beat Croatia. They're probably going to finish second. I don't see them beating Croatia though. I don't see them beating Croatia. I really don't. And I think I said Iran is gonna. Who's in Iran's group? I can't remember who was in Iran's group. I think Iran's. No, I can't remember though. Austria, I think, or and Norway. One last team. One last team. One last team. Paraguay has a chance. Bosnia has a chance, of course. I think then they're just gonna come down to goals and which team scores the most goals. And hmm, I'm going to say Paraguay. Yeah. Let's do the knockout phases. Now for the fun parts. Now for the part of the time everyone's here for. We have the round 32 because why not FIFA? Um, more money, I guess. Let's do Germany's gonna beat Paraguay because the France beat Sweden. Korea, Canada. In LA. Oh, okay. How much faith do I have in Canada? Enough. We're gonna put them through. Morocco will beat the Netherlands. Yes. I'm high on Morocco. I really, really am high on Morocco. As long as it's not stupid, they should be fine. Cote d'Ivoire, Croatia. Croatia. I had no idea. Oh my gosh. Could you imagine? Could you imagine though? This is interesting. Hmm. This is very interesting. This is all because I said Algeria is gonna go top of the group, right? Yeah. Otherwise, it's been Spain versus Algeria. Should I fix that? No. We're gonna say Spain is gonna knock out the Argentina. I think Ecuador beats Turkey. I do. This is then the line for my countrymen. Brazil against Japan. Brazil could falter. They're not going to, but they could. This is a tough match. Interesting matchup actually. It really is. But I'm gonna give it to Brazil. Cote d'Ivoire versus Senegal. All African affair. Oh, I believe in Senegal more than I believe in Cote d'Ivoire. And Czechia, Scotland. England. That's why these two are destined to meet at all times. They shall always be England versus Colombia, but as always, England shall beat Colombia, and Algeria is going to beat it. I think highly of Algeria. USA is going to beat it. USA is going to beat um, Egypt. Dang, on July 3rd. Could it be on the 4th of July instead? Are there matches on the 4th of July? I wouldn't think so. Probably not. It's a Saturday. Okay. Yeah, July 3rd, we're going to USA is going to beat them on the eve of the 4th of July. Going to beat Egypt. Because, of course, these are going to be 100% correct predictions. Raw Franix Austria, I'm high on that. I think they're going to knock out the Swiss and Holland versus Ronaldo, Ronnie boy. Gonna work our way upwards from here. Obviously, Portugal are gonna win that game. Maybe not obvious, but I think Portugal's gonna go far. Are they gonna win it all? We'll see. USA versus Algeria on the 16. America's going far, guys. Trust me. I believe. Oh, okay. Matchup for the ages. Scotland versus England. They're gonna have McTominay do a nice old Braveheart speech in the middle of the pitch before the game starts in the huddle. It won't be enough because they're gonna get knocked out by England. But is there a world? That'll be the funniest thing, though. Is there a world where this happens? There is a world. Can I see it happening? Maybe under Southgate, not under Tuchel, not under Tuchel. Brazil, Senegal. Okay, how much faith do I have? How much faith do I have in Brazil? Sorry, how much faith do I have in Senegal? That is a question I ask myself. Does Senegal beat Brazil? They can. I think Brazil, of all the giants of the game, I think Brazil is the most vulnerable. Them or Germany, because Germany historically have just been a bit wobbly. Hmm. I'm gonna give it to Brazil. I think Brazil just about gets past Senegal just because it's Brazil. Belgium beats Ecuador without too much fanfare. Ecuador's defense can only hold out for so long, and Spain knocks out Croatia. Morocco, this is where kind of the story ends, unfortunately. Last second to last host nation to fall. Morocco going far, as I predicted earlier. Germany against France. Viva la. This is on the 4th of July, though. Hmm. The Germans are missing that potential strike force. Just as Bayern lost to PSG, France shall knock out the Germans. And just as 2022, France shall knock out Morocco. They're going to give it their best, but it shan't be enough. Spain, of course, would be Belgium. Um, if this was 10 years ago, Belgium 10 years ago, I'd probably would have given them, but I think they're just running out. Doku can only do so much. Kevin De Bruyne does what young used to be. I don't even know who's their forwards. What's that guy's name? Did he used to play for RB Leipzig? He played with Shesko. I don't know if he still plays for him, but he was up front with Shesko. I can't remember his name, but he's okay, but he's no prime Lukaku. Look up his stats. Look up his stats for his national team. You see why I'm saying that. Okay, and Brazil, England. Yeah, it is England. I've been for way too long during this whole video. I've been toying with the thoughts of Brazil being good enough for way too long. Way too long. This is England's game to win. Should they make it this way? Of course, they make it this way because my predictions are going to be 100% accurate. Yeah, this is definitely England. All day, every day. Has to be England. Maybe not really by a lot, but Brazil. This Brazil team is rubbish, man. I ain't gonna. I'm putting them to get to the quarters just based off the fact that they're Brazil alone. This is not a good team for what I know Brazil to be. I mean, Ederson has like 2 caps, but he somehow got there 3 caps, I think. But he got there just because of the Man United brand at this point, dude. This is oh, I mean, they made Ronaldinho quit watching football. I don't know if you remember that from the last World Cup, or was it the last Cup? I don't know, but dang, this is not a good team. You know for what it could be. This is where the story ends for the Americans. A week off of 4th of July. Quarterfinals is a fantastic tournament for them. They did very well to get here, but yeah, that's it for you. Semi-final. England, Portugal. 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 England are a very good team, but so are Portugal. In the I don't forget about their age. Okay, put in even factoring their ages. In the last moments of a game, the dying embers of a match, Cristiano Ronaldo or Harry Kane, who would you rather be with the ball? Who would you rather have the hopes of a nation depend upon? If your answer is not Cristiano Ronaldo, then you clearly do not see Harry Kane in that 2018 performance or the 2022 World Cup either. My guy does not show up for England when it matters the most. Oh, but Ronaldo's never scored a goal in the knockout stages. That's going to change in this tournament. Score a hat trick against the United States of America. How about that? He will score a hat trick in one of these 3 games. He score a hat trick, one of them. Probably not. Um, France versus Spain. Ousmane Dembele versus Lamine Yamal, or Kylian Mbappe versus Lamine Yamal, or whatever, however you want to put it. France versus Spain. I think Spain will probably be the favorites of the who probably players going into the game? I tell a lie because obviously it will be France. France is gonna win this game, is what my brain is telling me, but my heart is saying that a World Cup final between Spain and Portugal, where Cristiano Ronaldo vanquishes Lamine Yamal, that just has to be. That's cinema. If it if by some miracle Argentina knocked out Spain here, and Argentina just made their way all the way through the bracket, which they could. I mean, it could easily just be this, and then we find ourselves. This is even just as cinema, Messi versus Ronaldo, but I don't see them doing it. So I see this being the outcome, and I just, oh my days! But you think about it, the baby goat, the young goat losing out. I'm gonna give it to to Portugal, and Portugal shall win the World Cup because football needs them to win the World Cup. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the video. If you have made it this far, thank you so very much for indulging me and being a part of it. Please do drop a like, share the video, and subscribe to the channel if you're new, which you most likely will be because this channel's first video. But I do hope that my brilliance shall be on show and that come the end of the World Cup, you shall all come in here in these comment sections flooding about how I am a genius, how I was right, and for those negative comments which you hear before, I shall be waiting your apologies. Yes, thank you once again. Have a wonderful day, afternoon, evening, or night. God bless you. Adios.